Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Make sure you select all notifications, otherwise you may not get any. Family, I am going to let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in, but in the meantime and in between time, I'm gonna get some shots out to the early birds. You dig what I'm saying? What's up, DeAndre Durham? I see you, R. Allen, I see you. Nature Lover, Florida is in the building. What's up, Christopher? Be nice. What it do? 313 checking in. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Angela Thomas. CJ. We got a CJ in H-Town, baby. We got one of the coldest CJs ever. CJ Stroud. Yeah, man. Rod Warley. What's up? Terrell McMillan. What it do? Westman CNAT. CNAT. Westman CNAT. CNAT. What up? So a lot of people got a whole lot to say about this OJ case. There's more people on OJ head in debt than they were in life. They mad, fam. Mad. I don't think I've ever seen the populace of America be as angry about an alleged killer. Not even the ones who was caught on camera killing dozens of people. I don't think I've ever seen them that upset. I wonder why they're so upset with OJ. Why are they so upset with OJ? Before I go any further, fam, I need to tip my hat, salute to Rico Wade, Oddcast and TLC collaborator, put in a lot of work, deceased, did work with, a lot of cats in Atlanta, really. Dungeon family, shouts out to the Dungeon family, condolences to the Dungeon family and all his fans. Now let's talk about this OJ situation, fam. You may hear some noise in the background, fam. I got some construction going on, but I do my best to get the word out anyway. But let's get to this OJ situation. Let me put up a pic here of OJ's lawyer, because this guy right here has as much fight and force and passion for his client today as he did back in 1995 when he, along with Johnny Cochran and the dream team of lawyers, helped get OJ an innocent or a not guilty verdict in his double homicide trial, where he was on trial for killing his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. A little background if y'all don't know, fam. Ronald Goldman worked at a popular restaurant that Nicole Brown Simpson frequented. And he was taking some sunshades that Nicole had left at the restaurant back to her. He took it, he was taking it to her house. Where they do that at. But anyway, fam, he took the sunshades back to her house. And let me back up. He reportedly worked at the restaurant, and he took the sunshades back to her house. And it is suspected that somehow he either walked in on the killing, or he may have been part of the reason the killing was initiated in the first place. Those are the reports. That's what people are saying. In any event, OJ's attorney, Carl Douglas, says he's sick and tired of people saying that the defense played the race card. He said that, yo, man, was not a dirty move. We didn't play the race card. We played the evidence. Hold on, fam. Those are bars. OJ's attorney said we didn't play the race card. We played the evidence. I ain't got no problem with that. But I'll tell you this, fam, I ain't got no problem with them playing the race card either. Here's why. Because the prosecution played the race card. That's right, I said it. They played the race card when they put Christopher Darden on the case. Remember, fam, for those of you who can remember, the trial was in full swing already for like 6 weeks before they brought in Christopher Darden. They brought in Christopher Darden because they felt the case was getting away from them. So they want to shake things up a little bit, switch it up, see if they can regain some momentum. So they brought in the black man to take down the black man so it didn't look so racist, so that their side could look fair and equal and balanced. Although, reportedly, they had never had a black prosecutor, or at least Christopher Darden had never worked a case of that magnitude. But all of a sudden, he's on the case of the trial of the century. One might suggest that he really wasn't qualified for that type of pressure, right? So, look, fam, all is fair in love and war. If you, I'm gonna put myself in his shoes for a moment. This is all hypothetical. But if I'm fighting for my life, if I'm on trial for a double murder, I'm fighting for my freedom, I'm fighting for my life. I can't remember if he was up for the death penalty or not. I think he may, if he had gotten convicted, he probably could have received the death penalty, I believe. I can look it up. But anyway, if I'm fighting for my life, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. I'm exploring every single option available. I'm spending every single dollar I got to get the absolute best representation I can get. Because guess what? The prosecution got the best representation every single time. The so-called victims always have the best representation when they're being because they're being represented by the state or the government in some cases. And they got unlimited resources. They got unlimited money, unlimited experts, unlimited time, unlimited talent, unlimited stacked deck. So if I'm fighting for my life, man, I'm throwing everything I got. I'm throwing the kitchen sink and everything that I use to pull the sink apart. I'm throwing everything, man. How you gonna get mad at somebody for playing a card and they defending somebody on a murder case? How you gonna get mad at them for using whatever resources or whatever action that they have available to them at their disposal? How you gonna get mad at that? See, every single day, all over the country, the state win cases all day, every day. They got the deck stacked every day, all day. People going to jail left and right all day, every day. Copping out the time all day, every day. Losing trials all day, every day. Plea bargaining. A plea bargain, the state win. On plea bargains, the state win. Because all the state want is a conviction. So one guy gets away. Let y'all tell it. One guy gets away with murder. And, oh man, the world gonna end. Where was this energy for Dylan Roof? Y'all didn't hear me, fam. I'm gonna say it again. Where was this energy for Dylan Roof? We talking about a dude who killed a whole bunch of people. Walked in a church. Totally upset the sanctity of the church. Just killing. Where was this energy for Dylan Roof? Where was this energy for Carl Rittenhouse? Come on, fam, talk to me. I need to know, because maybe I'm misinformed. Just maybe. I might be misinformed. Where was this energy? I need to know, fam. I need to know. America's so slick when it comes to mass murders and stuff like that, who typically are not black. It's very difficult to just pull up a list. You can find the shooters. I mean, you can find the incidents, but oftentimes you can't find the person. You can't find the name of the person. But I did. What's up with Robert Card? Y'all remember that dude? He killed 18 people. Robert Card killed 18 people. That's documented. That's the dude that did the killing in Maine at the bowling alley. Who Can Tran killed 11 people. Audrey Hale killed 6 people. We ain't going to get to the injuries. Robert Bobby Cremo. This just recently, fam. This is like 2022, right here. Killed 7 people, injured 46 people. Salvador Ramos killed 21 people. Peyton Gendron killed 10 people. Ahmad Alyssa killed 10 people. This is 21. In Georgia, Robert Long killed 8 people. Anthony Farrell killed 5 in Springfield, Missouri. Let me just get to the big. Let me just get close to the double digits, because there's a whole lot of single digits, like 5 and 4s and 3s and 6s, and but 9 people right here. Connor Betts, 24-year-old dude, died in the attack. He killed 9 people. Patrick Crucius, can't say his name right, whatever his name. This is the dude that killed the people at the Walmart in El Paso. He killed 22 people, another Trump supporter. All of these guys, most of these guys are Trump supporters. Dwayne Craddock, he killed 12 people. Yeah, Virginia Beach. Ian Davis Long killed 12 people in Thousand Oaks, California. Robert Bowers killed 11 people in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In Santa Fe, Texas, Demetrius Pegortris, or something along those lines, 17-year-old student, killed 10 people. Nicholas Cruz, that's the Parkland, Florida shooter at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, 17 people. Devin Patrick Kelly killed 26 people in Sutherland Springs, Texas. Remember the Las Vegas shooting, fam? I was talking about where somebody killed dozens of people? That was Stephen Paddock. Guess how many people Stephen Paddock killed? 58 people. You would be hard-pressed to log on, to Google his name and find celebrities, the likes of Caitlyn Jenner, saying good riddance to him. He killed himself in the attack. I think he killed himself or he was murdered. Let me see what was his fate. Fired a barrage. Let's see. What was his fate? Deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yeah, got it right. Okay, yeah. So he killed himself. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy, fam. Like, you know, the fake outrage, the selective outrage. Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm doing. Pointing out the selective outrage. Let me get back to my list here. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Back to the program. Okay. Michael Lewis killed 4 people. Peyton Gendron, 18 years old. Another racially motivated attack. He killed 10 people at the Buffalo supermarket. Remember that? Killed all those black people, and then he was about to shoot a white dude, and he said, "Oh, my bad. Sorry, guy." And kept it moving. Remember that? Let's see. Oh, so many killers, man. I mean, killers. Killers. Devin Kelly, 26 years old, killed 26 people. That was at the Texas First Baptist Church. Went up in the church and killed him. Omar Mateen, Omar Mateen, 29 years old, killed 49 people at a nightclub in Orlando. 49 human beings dead. 49. Saeed Farouk, this guy killed 14 people. Aaron Alexis killed 7 people. Hold on, let me get that right. 12 people. Adam Lanza killed 27 people. James Holmes killed 12 people. Maurice Clemens, he killed 4, but Omar Thornton killed 9 people. Nadel Hassan killed 13 people. Jivali Wong killed 14 people. Virginia Tech student Sung Ho Cho killed 32 people. And family. So this ain't just white folks killing. These are some Asian people killing, a few Mexican people killing. But ain't none of these killers, none of them got remotely the type of vitriol that OJ Simpson got. They don't even talk about these people no more. George Hennard, 24. That happened in Killeen, Texas, at the Luby's. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get closer to when this went down. So this happened in 94. Let's see if we got some other. Let's see. So let's compare apples to apples for the year 1994, the year that Nicole and Ron was murdered. Dean Melberg, he went to an Air Force base and opened fire and killed 5 people and wounded 23. In 1995, the year that OJ was on trial, we had in Corpus Christi, Texas, Walter Rosler Company massacre, a Walter Rosler Company massacre, where James Daniel, what's his last name? Simpson, who was 28 years old, opened fire throughout the Walter Rosler Company, where he had worked before exiting the building and committing suicide. So And the list goes on. Y'all know how it goes, fam. The list goes on and 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 on. Well, these people kill people out to people. And we ain't finna get on, we ain't not gonna even start with all the people who done killed black people and got off the hook. We ain't gonna even start with that. But where's the I cry? Because I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right, but when you're wrong, I'm gone. If you were consistent, I could be like, yeah, man, I'm with you, baby. I hear you. I know what you're talking about, but you're not consistent. You're not consistent, which makes you a hypocrite. You're not consistent, which makes me believe, I don't know, fam, maybe I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but makes me believe you have an ulterior motive. Makes me believe perhaps you just mad that OJ didn't get convicted because OJ is a black man who was accused of killing a couple of white people, and you feel like OJ got away. Now I'm with you when you're right, and if you're wrong, I'm gone. But if you were consistent, if you had the same energy for George Zimmerman, you know he killed that child. You know he murdered that boy. If you had the same type of energy, I would be like, yeah, man, OJ got to go. You know, based on what I've seen and based on what I think, I would be right there with you like, yeah, get him. You know, because now we're dealing with a fair system, right? If we're dealing with a fair system, then fairness straight across the board, then there ain't no judgment just based on color, right? There's no judgment based on color. But we're talking about America. Specifically, we're talking about the Los Angeles Police Department, who has a sordid history of brutalizing, murdering, destroying black people. So how you gonna talk about a murder case in Los Angeles where somebody gets arrested by the police and not a black person gets arrested by the police for anything and not bring race into the equation? From the first moment we found out that Nicole Brown Simpson was killed and OJ Simpson was her husband, it was a race case. All right, let's stop faking, fam. Let's stop faking. It was a race case out the gate. Automatic race case out the gate. And right now, a lot of people that's watching this live right now, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, y'all don't decide how y'all feel about a case until y'all see the race of the person. That's the kind of country we live in. And how OJ is being attacked in death disproportionately by non-black people is indicative of the comments that I'm making. It's indicative of, you know, where we are as a society in regards to race. It underscores how horrible race relations are in America. You go to certain websites, you can go to entire websites and they're devoted. You can see it's a clear racial line. Like soon as you read the article, you already know what the comments gonna say. It's like you ever go to certain platforms or whatever. Soon as you hear what the title is or whatever, you read the title, you already know what the comments gonna look like. Automatic. You already know what it's gonna look like based on the type of people who log on there. I'm not saying OJ is innocent or guilty. I'm not saying either one. I'm saying that I recognize the hypocrisy of the people who are outraged at OJ to the extent that they disrespect the dead. A lot of these people call themselves polite people. They say they're decent, but they're disrespecting the dead. Ain't no different than a drill rapper. That's right. I know you never thought you'd be compared to a drill rapper, but you ain't no different. You ain't no different. Yeah, you think just because you don't rap and you don't sag, you different. You better. You ain't no better. You ain't no better. You're doing the same thing that you accuse these rappers of doing. OJ's lawyer, Carl Douglas, says that they presented the evidence. He says that he actually acknowledges that they played the race card, and they should have, based on the fact that Mark Fuhrman, this dude right here, one of the worst of the worst, this dude represents everything that is wrong with law enforcement in America. And this bum was allowed to write a book and tour the country promoting the book, and to a round of applause when he stepped out on the dais. Every time this dude, I said dais. Every time the dude stepped out on the dais, he received a round of applause. Now, what does that say? You got a lying cop, a lying evidence planting cop, a self-admitted lying evidence planting racist cop who steps out before a daytime or a nighttime audience on prime television and receives a round of applause. What kind of message does that send to other rogue or would-be rogue members of law enforcement? It's cool to be a rogue, it's cool to be a liar, as long as you're not lying on me. As long as you're lying and you're being a rogue and you're being corrupt toward people I don't like, you good with me. That's the message it sends. And a whole lot of people out there feel that way. They don't mind people like Mark Fuhrman, as long as they doing it to the people that they don't like. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Look at this uncivilized mutt. That's him on the stand. Bring you up to speed a little bit more. That's OJ's ex-wife, who he was accused of slaying, Nicole Brown Simpson. On the opposite side is Ron Goldman. Ron Goldman appeared to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's the dream team of lawyers for OJ Simpson. These are the guys, especially the guy in the middle, Johnny Cochran, who is credited with restoring OJ's freedom. OJ was sat in jail all the way until his trial and throughout his trial. He was in jail for about a year. And that's Christopher Dorton and what's her name? Margaret or something like that? I know it starts with an M. Let's see, what was their names? Marsha Clark. That's her name. Marsha Clark and Christopher Dorton played the race card, but they accused OJ's defense attorneys of playing the race card. The thing about it, fam, like when it comes to race and crime in America, you ain't got to play the race card. The card plays itself. OJ Simpson, his acquittal in 1994 in the murder trial remains one of the most controversial verdicts to date. They keep saying that it's a controversial strategy, playing the race card. But again, Carl Douglas defended his what do you call them? Colleagues, claiming that both sides knew race would play a factor in the case. He told TMZ that the prosecution played the race card as well. For those of you unfamiliar with OJ's trial for the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, it came in the aftermath of the Rodney King beating at the hands of the LAPD, one of the most notoriously corrupt law enforcement agencies in the United States and the rest of the entire world. So LA was already a powder keg. It was already a powder keg when it came to relationships, race relations and the police. So the prosecution and even the prosecution's fans had the nerve to criticize OJ Simpson's team for leaning into the distrust between the Black community and cops, saying that the lawyers only did so to secure a not guilty verdict for their A-list client. Yeah, the fact is it works, fam. It worked. But the only reason why it worked is because of the corruption in LAPD. That's the only reason why it worked. Think about what I'm saying, fam. The race card would have never worked if it was not for the corruption in the LAPD. So Carl Douglas is absolutely right. The card plays itself. He was absolutely correct. Take away the corruption of LAPD. And if OJ really did do it, if he really did do it and the evidence supported it, then OJ would have probably received a guilty verdict. There's a chance that he would have received a guilty verdict. Now, obviously, we can't discount the fact that OJ was a celebrity. And sometimes celebrities get preferential treatment, sometimes they don't. Sometimes your celebrity work for you. Sometimes it works against you. Because you know these judges and stuff, they just regular people. A lot of these judges and prosecutors, they just regular people. And some of them, they look down on celebrities. Some of them, when they see a celebrity, their eyes get big. And they look at the celebrity as a trophy. Like, you know what? I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna make him suffer. I'm gonna make her suffer. Because they just like regular people, they come with their own particular set of implicit biases. And so if they don't like you, they don't like something about you or whatever, you end up in their courtroom, they're gonna try to take you down. They'll go out of their way to take you down. So sometimes your celebrity can work against you. Going into the comments. Brandy Nuance, what's up? What it do, Randy Cardwell Sr.? Karam, what's up? Theodore Nunn. Yeah, good point. Look how they did Pac. Yeah. Pac's celebrity worked against him. If Pac would have just been a regular dude, Pac would have never even ended up in court. He would have never ended up in court. You know how I know? Because nobody else ended up in court. Nobody else ended up going to jail. Nobody else ended up getting probation. Nobody else went to prison. Only Pac. And he's the one dude that the chick said that he actually didn't have sex with her. But Pac gets prison time. So his celebrity worked against him. But also what worked against Pac was Pac's, I think, his underestimation of how wicked this system can be when they want to get you. When they want to come get you, they want to get you. So you have to, even if you're innocent, you know you're innocent, you know they're trying to railroad you, you have to humble yourself. Because if you start acting erratic, you start having these outbursts in the courtroom, you're going home and you're in the streets and you're getting into fights or whatever like that, stuff like that, that stuff makes its way back to the courtroom. It makes its way back to the jury room. And they will use it against you. So you have to humble yourself. Tory Lanez, he could have used that advice I just gave. All that honorary stuff, when you go in that courtroom, man, all that honorary stuff, it'll get you a whole bunch of time. That's all it's gonna do. So if you want to get some time and you just don't care, have at it. But if you want somehow God to find its way into these devils' hearts, because that's how they operate, like devils. It takes devils to do some of the stuff these people do. So if you want God to make a quick little old visit, make a little pit stop, somehow find his way into their heart for a moment, even if it's fleeting, just for a moment, and show you some favor, man, you better be on your best behavior. You better humble yourself. You better humble yourself, because if you don't, they will. If you get accused of, like, let's say if you got accused of hitting somebody, being violent, some type of violent crime, and you're in the courtroom and you shout out in anger. Let's say somebody on the stand and they lying on you. You know they lying. And you say, and you scream out, "You a lying mother." They're gonna be like, okay. If he would say something like that in the courtroom, perhaps he can't control his temper. Perhaps he's the type of guy who loses controls of his emotions, and maybe he did do it. Sister Soul, what's up? Ruth Robinson is in the building. Technology. Amina, what's up? Yeah, the prosecutor did it to himself. Really, what people, if you really think that OJ really did what he's accused of doing, you should be more mad at the prosecution, because they're the ones, they really put on a horrible case. So the jury believed OJ's lawyers over the state's lawyers. That's pretty much what it boiled down to. OJ's legal team called out Mark Fuhrman's credibility by resurfacing tapes of the detective making racist comments and suggested he might have planted the evidence. Think about it, fam. Think about it. This is a detective who was a primary detective on the case. And he had a racial animus. He had a racial animus against Black and brown people. You got to look into that. You got to investigate the investigator. You got to look at it. You got to question his character. Like, you got to look at him. Look at the prosecution, Christopher Darden. Look at Marshall Clark, all of them. Look at the judge. Everybody got to be examined. When you're talking about somebody's freedom on the line, you're talking about people being put in positions to judge people, but they going in automatically. A lot of times they going in automatically. They don't even like the people they're judging. They already got stigmas, and they already have stereotypes that they've assigned to their brain, where they don't even like these people, but they're judging them. You think they're going to judge them fairly? This is courtrooms all over America. Some of these people are so indoctrinated. From the time they went from middle school to high school, by the time they get to college, they totally indoctrinated. So when they go into that prosecutor's office, man, they going in there to stack the deck. They going in there to lock people up. They don't care nothing about your freedom. They at that point, they're so brainwashed. They don't care nothing about your kids, your family. They don't care that you've been framed. They don't care. As long as they got enough, they got you in there where they think they can get a conviction, they gonna come for you. Even if they don't have evidence. You just being in that courtroom, if they don't even have evidence, just being in the courtroom, they will at the very least offer you a plea. They really don't want to fight cases where they don't have evidence, but they will convict if they don't have evidence. They will accept a plea. And depending on how extensive that time could be, that sentence could be, you might take a plea and you ain't even did nothing. You might accept the plea. If you have a previous record and they accusing you of something major that can get you 20, 30 years in prison, even without evidence, even though you might be innocent, you probably did all the stuff that they accuse you of doing, but on this, you didn't do. But because you have a criminal history, you going in with the deck stacked against you, because automatically the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor is thinking, well, if you got this record, you probably did it. This looks like a bad actor who made one more mistake or did something bad again, who's acting bad again. So let's get him, Earl. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. LBC says, please stop with the race card. Okay. You ever notice that 99.9% of the people who say, please stop with the race card and all that type of stuff are the people who usually benefit from not using the race card, not saying something about them, not mentioning the race card. Let me tell you something, LB. You don't know me. So let me familiarize you with me, right? Real quick, just really, really quick, something you need to know about me. I don't give a damn what you think. Understand that. This is what you need to know about me. I am not ever in life, in the history of civilization, throughout the whole universe, for all the days, however many hours I got on this planet left, will I ever be silent so you can be comfortable. I'll never be silent on injustice so you can be comfortable. Understand that. I stand on that. Family, imagine saying that you are believing that you are a good, decent person. And let's say, I don't know, you have an Asian friend. Let's say for the non-Asians, let's say you have an Asian friend. And that Asian friend, people are being abused in some type of way. Let's say they're being abused, they've been subjugated in some type of way, they're being subjugated. And they complain about it. Imagine that friend hearing you saying Stop complaining. You playing the race card. Imagine that. If anybody anywhere, any group anywhere is suffering because they're being discriminated against, I'm talking about innocent group of people who have been violated, violated in some type of way, wronged in some type of way. If I claim to be an ally of those people, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let them people do what they gotta do to become whole again. And if they need my assistance, if I really call myself a friend, if I'm really a friend, I am going to render aid. I'm not going to tell them how they should feel. I'm not going to tell them to stop doing this or stop doing that. If I'm really a good person, if I'm really an ally, I'm not going to go and tell them how they should feel. But you got some of these people out here, they'll act like they're ally or whatever, and then run out here and try to tell us how we should feel about the injustices that happen to us on a daily basis. I'm not saying that a person should just complain, because I do believe in action. Anybody that's been wrong have a right to complain, but after you complain, do something about it. That's how I operate. And I ain't trying to let nobody get away with nothing, no kind of wrong against me or mine. But of course, DC, what it do? No one. What up? Ron Farmer. What's up, Ron? Ruth Robinson. See, fam, I think two things can happen at the same time. I can walk and chew bubblegum. I think that you can call out the corrupt, the low-down, uncivilized mutts. You can defend the wronged, and at the same time, you can build and grow, learn and get better, and even love, right? You can love a group of people. You can love people. You can overall love a group of people, but hate members of that group that are dirty, low-down, uncivilized mutts. So when I call out the uncivilized mutts, if you ain't a dog, you shouldn't holler. When I start hitting them, you shouldn't holler if you ain't a dog. If I ain't talking about you, if you know that ain't you, you shouldn't have no problem. It's like when I hear women get online and talk down about men. Man this, and black man this, and the man this. I'll be like, I listen to that stuff. I like, she ain't talking about me. Go right to the next thing. I don't even be tripping on it. They don't even do nothing to me, because I already know if a woman got that type of mentality, because it ain't nothing good could come from that negativity. So if she got that type of mentality, I'll never end up with a woman like that anyway. You gave up on men, You miss me? Because I'm a man. I'm going to forever be a man. So you gave up on men. You miss me. So I ain't got nothing to complain about. You already gave up. Ain't no use to talking to you. Go on about your business. Go ahead. You know, like, if you gave up. But what I don't understand is, if you gave up on men, why you keep talking about men so much? If you just gave up. If you gave up on women, why you keep talking about them so much? If you just gave up. If you gave up, stop talking about it. Keep it moving. You got the women haters and the man haters all day, every day. Every single post they make going at the other side neck. All day, every day. No solutions whatsoever. Just nothing but hate and venom and negativity. All day long, vitriol. All day long. Every single day. And at the same time, can't stand women, but want to have sex with them. Can't stand men, but want one to take care of you. Get out of here. Want one to give you a baby. How you hate men so much, but you want one to give you a baby? That don't even make sense to me. Do you understand that his blood gonna be running through your child's veins? It just don't make sense to me. Can anybody make sense of it? I can't make sense of it. Stan the man, what's up? What's up? What's up? There was a rumor out that OJ had confessed to the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. And it turned out to be a lie. There was no such confession. No such confession. But I did see that video of Cam and Mace. What's the name of their show? It Is What It Is. Yeah, It Is What It Is. I saw that video with OJ where they was talking about confessions. And OJ was like, nah, I ain't confessing. I don't never confess. Never confess. And, you know, if I was, the victim's loved ones, I would have been hot about that. I ain't gonna lie, fam. I'm gonna call a strike and a ball a ball. I would have been hot about that statement. Yeah, I would have tried to, I would have tried to beat cancer to the punch. Yeah, man, I would have tried to beat cancer to the punch. He was sounding real suspicious. I'm just saying, fam, go check it out. Yeah, Yee, what up? Season 3, 14. King Butch, what's up? Joseph Swaby, what it do? Joseph Swaby said he was innocent. Sister Soul, what's up? Aaron Long, what it do? Tough woman. Tough woman. Honey Love, what it do, Honey Love? Gail Jones is in the building. Sister Soul, Sister Soul, Sister Soul is in the building. So the bottom line here, fam, is according to Carl Douglas, one of the attorneys on the OJ Simpson case, the defense did exactly what the prosecution did. They simply presented the evidence as they had it. And he has no regrets on using the so-called race card, because it is difficult not to use the race card when the investigator, the primary investigator on the case, is using the race card to frame a suspect. So how are you gonna just let this dude be the investigator and plant evidence and say, you know what, it's messed up that he planted the evidence and we're just gonna forget about that. But yo, OJ still did it. At that point, the whole case is compromised. And that means that there have been doubt created. And according to this law in America that we love so much, this judicial system that we love so much, the prosecution did not prove its case upon a shadow of doubt, which means that they left doubt. There was a shadow of doubt that he did it. It didn't have to be that you think 100% that he did not do it. That just needed to create some doubt in the juror's mind that perhaps he did not do it. Create some doubt. And that's what the defense did. They created some doubt. Now I'm gonna tell you something, family. Again, I'm gonna call a strike, and a ball. When I looked at everything, how it was going, OJ jumping on the highway, crying and with a gun to his head, and his friend driving the Bronco, and they on a slow speed chase with the police. After he's been suspected of probably killing his wife, go back to the cut that he had on his hand when he left, I think it was Chicago, when he came back from Chicago, he had a cut on his hand, they say. On the day of the murder, 45 minutes unaccounted for, at least 45 minutes unaccounted for. The driver's waiting outside of his house. The limo driver's waiting. Nobody can find OJ. They calling around, they can't find him. OJ finally pops up. If those are my relatives, I think he did it. If those are my relatives and I hear that type of evidence, I'm gonna think he did it. That's common sense. If I put yourself in the same shoes, if those was your relatives and you heard all of these different things line up, the first thing you want take the race. Let's just for a moment just take race out. Let's just take race out. Just imagine if Ron and Nicole were black. Take it all the way out. Take race all the way out. Imagine if everybody was black, and you heard that same thing, that evidence. Strike a strike, fam. Strike a strike and a ball a ball. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna call a strike and a ball a ball. So if I heard that type of evidence, if I heard that, it could be circumstantial evidence. And that's all I need. If somebody harmed a family member of mine, and this person that was accused of harming my family member was the last person that was riding around with my family member. And that person, if they found out that my family member was dead and in the time period that they had died, that person's time was unaccounted for. Couldn't find him no way. Couldn't find him nowhere. And it adds up that this person had the time to actually get away with the murder and then bounce and dip or go over here, whatever. I'm going to be suspicious of that person. I'm going to be very, very suspicious. So why is it not plausible to be suspicious of OJ? My issue with all of this is, now listen, OJ ain't never really rolled for the black community. So, so what I'm saying ain't got nothing really to do with me really just supporting the juice. It's more about this system and these hypocrites that are living in this system and how the system operates and how it every single day railroads black men all over the United States of America who ain't got millions of dollars to put a dream team together and fight the beast. That's what I'm railing against. All of these millions of men who throughout the years who have been railroaded, who didn't have the resources, who didn't have the name recognition. And so a black dude is accused of killing 2 white people, and he beats the case, and you got all these people who are just mad, and they just going crazy and saying all kinds of disrespectful things. But every single day in this country, they're not complaining about all of the black men in this country who get framed for murder, who gets exonerated for having been framed for murder or falsely accused. They ain't going at none of these prosecutors and judges who suppressed evidence. They ain't got nothing to say about none of that. They ain't donating a nickel to Fresh Out of Jail Fund, Back in the Free Will Fund. For all of these black men who pop up every single week, we see a case where a black man got exonerated for being falsely accused. Dude and did 20 years in prison, 30 years, 40 years, 50. They ain't saying nothing about none of that. So that's my issue, fam. My issue is the double standards, the hypocrisy, the fake and the selective outrage. That's my beef. That's my hang up. If OJ had killed 2 black people or have been accused of killing 2 black people, there will be no outrage whatsoever. All of these platforms that many black people go to every day to read and listen to and watch, they wouldn't be having these biased opinions about OJ's death or his innocence. They wouldn't have these biased opinions. They wouldn't be making these hit pieces. They wouldn't be putting out these hit pieces on OJ in the wake of his death. They would either be mum or they would be somber. They would have a more somber approach, or it would be more of a stoic approach. Like, you know what? Matter of fact, this is the news, and then just move on. They just report it and keep it going. But if you listen to a lot of this stuff, you read a lot of these articles and stuff, it's swayed. It's swayed in the favor of, even when they try to act like they just presenting the evidence, they'll say something like, OJ and his so-called dream team. Ain't no damn so-called dream team. They've been called the dream team from day one. Ain't no so-called dream team of lawyers. But they using terms like the so-called dream team. And they'll say stuff like OJ Simpson, who was accused of murdering his ex-wife and her friend Ronald Goldman, and he was able to get off. Getting off kind of seemed like, you know, you got away with something, right? Listen, got to listen to him, got to listen. All right, fam. That's my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. R.I.P. Bruce Jenner. No more talk.